Erica here, and sorry I got a little bit behind on Vlogmas again. I am getting caught up once again. There will be 24 videos by Christmas, I promise. Today I'm going to do another review, and I'm going to talk about Palimpsest by Catherine M. Valente, who is one of my very favorite authors. This book was originally published in 2009, and it is roughly 360 pages long, so a pretty average length novel. For those of you who don't know, Catherine M. Valente writes really awesome fantasy books for both adults and young adults. She also writes some poetry and short fiction. She writes a lot. I don't know how she actually does it. This is one of her adult fantasy novels, and it has a very interesting premise. And I'm going to try to describe it without giving too much away. But basically, the opening chapters focus on 4 different characters, and all of them in that chapter have sex with a stranger who has a tattoo of a map on their body, and overnight they wake up in this kind of magical land, and I can't give that much else away, so I'm going to read you the blurb because it does a little bit of a better job describing what this book is about than what I just said. So it says, between life and death, dreaming and waking, at the train stop beyond the end of the world is the city of Palimpsest. To get there is a miracle, a mystery, a gift, and a curse. A voyage permitted only to those who've always believed there's another world than the one that meets the eye. Those fated to make that passage are marked forever by a map of that wondrous city tattooed on their flesh after a single orgasmic night. To this kingdom of ghost trains, lion priests, living kanji, and cream-filled canals come 4 travelers. Oleg, a New York locksmith, the beekeeper November, Ludovico, a binder of rare books, and a young Japanese woman named Sei. They've each lost something important, a wife, a lover, a sister, a direction in life, and what they will find in Palimpsest is more than they could ever imagine. So yeah, the blurb of this book obviously drew me right in, as well as it being one of Catherine M. Valente's adult novels, which I've been loving lately. And I really needed something recently that was kind of fantastic and very escapist, so I picked this up. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. Once again, Valente has not disappointed me. This is very, very character-focused fantasy. I can say that there's not very much as far as plot goes. You follow these 4 characters, and the narratives skip back and forth between them, so you're getting kind of this world through their eyes, and it flits back and forth between our reality and the city of Palimpsest. But it's not very plot driven. You learn a lot about the characters, a lot about what they're kind of missing out of their lives. There's a lot of grief and a lot of loneliness, a lot of depression in these characters' lives, and then the struggle that they have when they are transported to this alternative world, and they're kind of trying to reconcile that with their reality and, you know, which world is more real. So it's definitely very, very, very heavily character-driven. If you're looking for a really plot-based and plot-driven fantasy, this is not where you want to go. There are some really epic scenes in this, but it's not a very quickly moving book. That being said, though, I was drew in immediately. If you've read Valente's work before or heard me talk about it before, it's overwritten, but in a good way. Her language is very flowery. It's very descriptive. I love it, but if you're not into that kind of thing, you won't like her books very much, but I think it's absolutely fantastic and magical. She breaks down the 3rd wall a lot. She addresses the reader directly a lot. And, you know, in a lot of books that doesn't work for me, but with her writing and her storytelling, I find it completely perfect. One thing I really loved about this book was its approach to sexuality and the sexuality of the characters. There's a lot of sex in this book. It's a little bit of a sexy book. It's not like wildly erotic or anything, but there's quite a bit of sex. And all of the characters sleep with men and women, and there's not a big deal made out of it. They're all, I mean, kind of bisexual, I guess you could say, but there aren't any labels put onto it. Nobody even, you know, thinks twice about which gender the person that they're sleeping with identifies with. And I really appreciated that, especially having recently read some books where sexuality was not treated as such, and I liked that it was just presented as normal in this book. I found that really refreshing, and I don't see a lot of that in fiction these days, and especially not in fantasy, which is probably my fault, and I'm reading the wrong books. But it was awesome, and I really appreciated it. Overall, I thought that this was a really engaging and fun read. I thought it was very atmospheric. The city of Palimpsest is so cool and so wonderfully imagined, as are most of Valente's kind of alternative realities. And it was beautifully done. Again, I appreciate the care that was given to each of the characters and their stories, and I would really recommend it. This could actually be, if you're interested in reading Valente's adult fiction, this could be a great book to start with. From the ones that I've read, I think that this is the best place for a beginner reader of Valente that I've read so far. So I would definitely recommend this. Also, if you have read the Fairyland series, there's a huge shout out to the Fairyland series in this book, and it was written before the first Fairyland book was published, so that was really cool. And I kind of liked picking up on that. That was really fun. So overall, I think I gave this 4 stars, and again, great book. I hope that you pick it up. If you have any questions or have read it and want to talk about it in the comments, let's do so, and I will be back soon. Bye.